before I started with Joe and Debbie, all I'd got was a buy-to-let. And I'd heard a lot about these R2R HMOs, renting to renting. So I sat there on the computer, on my laptop, listening to all the mentors out there and what they can do for you and what they can't do for you. And I thought, these two sound quite interesting, because they were giving the information that I've been wanting free of charge on just a Zoom meeting. And I thought, well, if they give that free of charge, if I join their mentorship, what would I gain from it? Because I'd been on a course with and really learned nothing. And I thought, I've got my buy-to-let, that's not bringing in much money. And I thought, right. And I jumped onto one of their Zoom meetings and I just sat back, listened. Debbie and Joe was there telling everyone how to go about it. And I thought, yeah, they seem genuine enough. Yeah, I'm going to join them. And that's when I sort of joined in with the Zoom meeting. And I'd really got no idea whatsoever what I was doing. And I just turned around to him and says, well, I haven't got a clue. And then from there on, I started off with Joe and Debbie. The biggest thing I've achieved so far with being with Joe Edwards, along with Debbie, I've only been with them for about 9-10 months. And in that 9 or 10 months, I've gained myself a 5-bed HMO, rent-to-rent HMO. And that was through Debbie. She saw this one being advertised and she said she thought of me straight away. Luckily enough, I went and had a look around it and it was exactly what I wanted. And I've got that to this day. The tenants that are in there are still in there from day one. And that was my biggest achievement up until 2-3 weeks ago, when I've just bagged myself, along with Debbie again and Joe, my first rent-to-rent serviced accommodation. I also work a full-time job, working 40 hours a week. So anyone saying that they haven't got time to do this, they've got time to do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I feel now I've achieved getting my first HMO since joining Joe and Debbie, and my first SA since joining Joe and Debbie's mentoring. I can conquer the world. I'm actually going to go out in the next few weeks, bag myself another HMO or an SA, does not matter. I want another one. And that is through Joe and Debbie being behind me all the time. Looking in the future, in the very near future, I'm looking to be able to what they call sack my boss. I want to gain more properties, R2R HMOs, R2R SAs, and also I want to go on to package dealing, of which I've already approached Joe, and he said he would help me all the way with that as well. So that's my aim. I want to start package dealing and I want more properties and I want to be able to sack my boss. That is my next aim in the next year. I would recommend someone or a mentee to join Joe and Debbie. Out of all the mentors out there, I have looked at every single one. And Joe and Debbie are the most genuine, hardworking, and dedicated mentors you would ever find. In fact, Joe has come all the way down to my hometown, Nottingham, to meet me and find out exactly where I want to be. And there's not many mentors will come down and personally meet you in your own town. It's hard out there on your own. You can lose a lot of money. There is a lot of scammers. Believe me, if it wasn't for Joe, I've been scammed out of thousands of pounds. But luckily, Joe went through contracts and things with me, and he picked everything out that I would have missed. I would have signed contracts and lost thousands, but Joe was there to stop me. And I would highly recommend Joe and Debbie for your mentorship.